Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 31st of July. Can you believe another month has gone, Gary?
It's unbelievable, isn't it? July just went like that, Philip.
It was
a bit of a cold month, but it wasn't.
1 month of the new financial year down. How are we looking?
Well, I think we'll get some good deductions. That's always the benefit, isn't it? Get some nice tax deductions for July. Philip, it was a little bit quiet. I mean, the market, again, there's confusion. There's confusion because people say, oh, they hear this negative stuff. They go, oh, it's a terrible time and things aren't selling and prices are down. But actually, the market's okay. Just the volume is crap.
So the volume's crap, which means our business model is not functioning particularly well. In fact, I was having a chat with the accountant the other day and he said, one of the good things about making a loss is you don't have to pay tax.
Yes.
And I thought about that for a moment. I thought, you know what, I think I'd rather pay tax.
Well, you know what, I think so too. And when I was taking the another accountant to the airport the other day in my Uber driving after hours, Phil, he said exactly the same thing. So that's funny,
Was that your Uber driving on the way for delivering a Domino's pizza?
No, it was after that, Phil. I did the Uber because you get a higher rate later on the Uber. The Domino's pay between 7 and 10 very well. Uber's good between 10 and 2.
So, Gary, we talk about the market not being the market that it was. Having said that, it's actually in various market segments a really good market. I mean, we had an auction on Sunday afternoon at 2:30 in Vadler Avenue, and whilst the price is undisclosed, Gary, it sold very, very well.
It was a hot auction, Phil.
But we had about 120 people in the house, and we had 4 bidders. So that's hardly the sign of a market that's not performing.
And hey, what a delightful purchaser! You know, a couple from St Kilda, and you know it's interesting because St Kilda East is an interesting suburb, Phil.
Eclectic suburb.
It's an eclectic, interesting suburb. But we've been saying this for years. You could rewind all of the 300 episodes of GPTV and find it if you like, if you got nothing else to do, which would make you have a very sad and actually poor existence. But let's just get back to what I was saying, Phil, because people from St Kilda are moving in because they see the value. Because if you live in St Kilda, there's no big land, there's no houses with swimming pools for $2 million or $3 million. So this actual party came across.
We've been saying that for years?
Yes, from St Kilda.
Yeah, so we've been saying they actually live in Barclay Street down the Elwood end. And if you think about that, for much the same price down there, you're going to get a property that is half the size parcel of land.
One of a pair.
So we've been saying for ages, the block of East St Kilda bounded by Orrong Road, Hotham Street, property Inkerman through to through down to Glen Ira Road. That pocket there, where properties are generally larger, we've been saying for ages is going to attract a much wider clientele than is usual.
Be an explosion of people coming from the surrounding suburbs. Philip, we're seeing it now.
Do you know one of the biggest drivers for that change, Gary?
What would that be, Phil?
The Carlisle Street Renaissance.
Oh, maybe you're right.
There's no question that Carlisle Street has morphed into this very cool strip shopping centre. So it's brought in people that might not have considered the location.
Maybe so. Anyway, interesting.
Not maybe so, that's a fact,
a good mix of buyers, but well done to the purchaser who came in from St Kilda. Congratulations to you.
So let's talk about our stunning clearance rate again, Gary. The industry.
Phil, what's the industry?
The industry cleared 59%. And what did we come in at?
No, we weren't 59 or 60 or 70. 78%, Philip. Put those towers up. Let's have a little boast, a bit of a chest beat, a bit of a Tarzan, cool, and enjoy the moment.
Now the towers are down, Gary. A lot of the viewers, as they're watching this show right now, are probably thinking, is this an episode of Sky News?
I know, with the
or
screen.
Is it an episode of Gary Pierre GPTV?
I've got some more news for you, and you know, this is totally unrehearsed. There's no script. There's nothing thought about. We're not smart enough to ever think about anything.
When are we going to do a GPTV filmed before a live audience?
Well, we have to do that, Phil. Or we can just get some canned laughter and say there's a live audience.
Just viewers, before we get to whatever you were going to talk about, if that's got some legs, if you feel that you would like to be part of a GPTV filmed live before a live audience, where we do a catered function and we get some people in, and we have the warm-up guy, and we do something really nice. Would you be interested in being part of a GPTV filmed before a live audience? If you would be, can you send in that thought process? Register at ideas@garypierre.com.au. I'd like to do it.
Who'd be the warm-up guy? Could we have someone like a washed-up old agent, like a Les Patterson type or something like that?
You know what? It'll be a professional show. We'll throw some resources at it. You know what we'll do, Gary? We'll find a sponsor. We'll get the Property Weekly, or we'll get
BHP,
Domain,
or James Hardy, or
we can't get Fairfax anymore because it's Fairfax Channel 9 now, isn't it? Well, is that a good thing, do you think?
I don't know. I don't really understand much about those things, Philip. Tell me about what do you think?
Very complicated.
Well, it is complicated because now, you know, there's going to be a sort of it's a combined bias now, was there, because you know that Fairfax has got certain bias, and Channel 9, now it's going to be even more of a bias.
So do you want my call on it, Gary?
Yeah.
I think it's terrible for journalism.
Really?
Terrible for journalism. But it's probably going to save the Age newspaper, the Sydney Morning Herald, so it'll save print for a few more years.
Yes.
But as a generalisation, I can't see how it's not going to bring the standard of journalism down in this country.
Well, and what is the standard of journalism? I think it's not bad in this country compared to some places.
I'm a great fan of Australian journalism, but I don't think it's good.
Fair enough. Well, that's that. People don't tune in to watch this, but I've got to tell you
People
something.
don't care what I
care what you think about just about anything, let alone maybe just real estate, but certainly not anything else. Now, card game on Friday night.
So I cut you off. Is this what you were going to talk about?
On Friday night it was announced at the card game that one of the card players came home, went into the bedroom, went into the ensuite, and his wife was having a bath. There's nothing strange or freaky yet.
Well, hang on. At what time of the morning would that be? It was about like 3 in the morning.
No, it wasn't after cards. It was another night of the week.
Before cards.
No, well, I don't know. It was some stage. Anyway, he's walked in.
His wife's in the bath.
His wife's in the bath, and she's got.
Is this an R-rated version of GPTV?
Well, you can work that out yourself. We're trying to understand that. So the wife, whose name starts with J, we won't say it, Julie, is sitting in the bath, and she's watching.
I can't believe
she's watching.
Just exposed her on international. Look, we talked about a poor standard of journalism with the merger of Fairfax and Channel 9.
Past English.
I think this has gone tabloid now.
Anyway, Phil.
Julie's in the bath.
Julie's in the bath, and what do you think she's watching? GPTV. I kid you not. And I think he had a mix of excitement and pride and a bit of envy and a bit of anger. I think it was all this. And the card game was kind of looking at me a little bit across the table. But anyway, it was quite incredible.
And we got some footage of Julie in the bath.
we don't. But he was very. I think he was actually quite proud. But also, I think he was a bit conflicted with the whole thing.
Anyway, I've got a theory.
Watch GPTV. I asked him. I dragged the conversation down. I started saying, "Well, what about after the bath?" Anyway, we won't go there. But there you go.
I've got a theory to this, Gary. Yeah. I think Julie feels dirty when she watches GP.
That could be it, and she needs the bath to clean her up.
Anyway, look, I'm not sure whether this little part of the segment is fair and reasonable or not.
How good is it that we're not on television? Because we'd be axed in 1 minute. It'd be like Graham Kennedy's pro call all those years ago.
Can I just now apologise to our viewership? Yeah. It is unrehearsed, this show, and it's quite I'm not sure that this will make the censors or not, but the reality is, an idea pops up into our brain and terrible things happen. We talked about Sky News. Are we at Sky News? Is this a new film set?
I think we should have. I'm going to get off track again. I think we should have a segment, or viewers should say
a dirty GPTV segment.
No, where do you watch the most bizarre? And we'll give an award. The most bizarre place you have watched GPTV. And even if you've got photos of us sending us where you're watching GPTV somewhere bizarre, on a mountain or in the movies.
I like this. This has got legs, right? Because Susie was watching GPTV from the Los Angeles business class lounge a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. And another shout out to another long-time viewer. Don't know whether he's still watching, but Ashley used to regularly write in and comment about GPTV.
He's gone off like every other viewer.
I think he's clearly lost interest.
Down his mind.
But he used to take photographs of himself in various parts of the world with a Gary Peer and Associates cap on.
That's good too.
So I think let's get a GPTV watching whilst wearing a cap in an unusual place, and we will, at the end of 2018, we're going to send the best viewer, the best photograph that we've got, we're going to send them to Sydney for a weekend.
Are we?
Yep.
All right, we'll do that too.
Costing a lot of money, but we're going to send you for a weekend.
Do we have to put them up somewhere as well?
We're going to send them
by bus.
I'm going to send them. No, they take their own car.
Of course,
but we give them directions.
Yeah,
and they stay with my sister.
That's exactly right. Very generous. Now we'll give you a trip to Sydney. So images of people. So for those viewers, both of you that are watching, images of GPTV.
So you're going to be watching GPTV.
A photo of someone
wearing a cap.
So if you have, it doesn't have to be both. One or the other. No, it can be either. No, because they might have a cap.
No,
it doesn't have to be.
No.
Either is fine. Okay. That's it.
But if you want a cap, because we've released the new caps, just let us know.
So
we'll give you a cap.
Somewhere with a cap.
Love you to be wearing a cap.
Okay, that's enough.
I reckon. Have you ever been to Machu Picchu?
No, I'd like to go there.
Okay.
I'd like to. I don't know whether the
Wi-Fi is any good in Machu Picchu. But how good it'd be to completely. You could have your the backdrop could be Machu Picchu. Yeah. You could be watching GPTV, but not even bother to go and visit
exactly
Machu Picchu.
Yeah, so there's something I forgot to see there, but I did see the episode. No, very high up,
just
Philip.
Stupid,
and
Gary.
not good for blood pressure.
So for those of you, because you keep cutting me off, for those of you that are wondering, is this guy news? Are we filming from a television studio? Well, we kind of are, because this is the episode where we are releasing Gary Peer and Associates' new residential collections division, which is the new building on the corner of 198 Balaclava Road, Caufield North, which is on the corner of Stanley Parade. And for those of you that don't know Stanley Parade, the Caufield Primary School is right next door.
It used to be called Caufield North in my day, Phil, but it's Caufield Primary School.
So this is the new centre, and we've set up a whole television studio here. So it's very exciting, Gary. And we're going to scroll. We're going to scroll.
Rubbish. What a whole television studio. We were sitting on a table with a screen on a whole television studio. Oh yeah, because there's people with booms and cameramen rolling around. And sets and there's costumes.
There's one cameraman with one camera and one light.
Yeah, good on you.
But Gary, just behind you, we've got number 43 Balaclava Road, which is a wonderful project called Ariel. And that is a magnificent apartment building. Directly behind me, we've got a building on the corner of Sebastopol
They're
Street
selling,
and
Phil. They're
Kudong
selling
Road.
already, aren't they?
And
they're both selling.
These are two fantastic projects, Gary. We've set up the centre at enormous cost. I haven't told you the final bill
I found
yet,
out.
but it's nosebleed stuff.
I actually want to kill you because it's just insane what you spend here.
What else would you spend your money on? If I hadn't have spent the money on this centre, which at least is tangible and has got some possibility of making us some money, you would have blown it on horses, a cheap wine, and
don't go there because it's not true.
And Latino dancing girls.
No, Latino dancing lessons.
Latino dancing
myself
lessons.
Be a Latino dancing.
Speaking of Latino dancing lessons,
where are you going here? I'm scared.
Okay, no. Irene and I have taken on Wednesday nights to dancing classes.
I know, this is fantastic.
And viewers,
is it adding spice to your marriage?
Do you know what? It's certainly spicing things up. There's no question. But it's hard. I don't know whether you've had dancing classes in recent times, but I read an article recently, viewers, that in order to stave off dementia, one of the best things you can do is dancing classes. Anyway, Wednesday nights, we go at 8 o'clock on Wednesday night. It's an hour, and I've got to tell you, it's one of the longest hours of my life. It's so hard.
Do you stomp on Irene's feet, or are you good like that?
No, I'm actually, the instructor has said I've got some signature moves. Okay. But if you're interested in coming on Wednesday nights, just give me a call and you can join the class. I might even give you the first lesson free.
Wow, I'm sure there'll be a big take up on that, Phil. Gee, I'll tell you what, the phones will be jammed, won't they? The emails will be going down.
Coming along on a Wednesday night, just give me a call.
The emails will be down, the phones will be jammed. Will anyone get through?
Can we get back to real estate, Gary?
Let's talk about some of our
7 out of 9 for the weekend. We talked about that revenue, which was fantastic.
Didn't have an auction Saturday.
Well, we did. We had 4 auctions on Saturday.
All sold before auction.
All sold prior. I reckon that's a record Saturday for 4 out of 4 selling before auction.
It is. That's big.
Viewers, if you are interested in buying property, it is so important that you register your details with us.
Make yourself known.
Because whenever we sell a property prior to auction, we will absolutely let you know, as opposed to a lot of other agents, Gary, that the property's in play, it's going to be sold. We won't exclude you, but if we don't have your contact details, or if you were thinking about buying a property and hadn't even been...
Or you gave us a false name, or you came in disguise.
We do get a few false names, don't we?
That's just ridiculous. Anyway, let's move on, Phil. Let's review some of
You are that person, really. Get a life, will you? Give us your number, give us your email. We're only going to call you 4 times a week.
It's not like we'll bother you.
Like Saturday night, 2 in the morning, we're going to give you a call and see whether you're still interested in that 1-bedroom apartment on Dandenong Road.
See how your sleep's going. 189 Hotham Street was a competitive auction, Philip. I did have the auction on Sunday morning, had some fun there. Sold for $717,000, Philip, under competition. The reserve was in the range of $620 to $680. Philip, Begonia Road, well, we're Begonia with that now.
What a humdinger of an auction.
It was a humdinger. It was a ripper, Phil.
Can I have a shout out, Gary, to the owners of that property? Because we sold that property to them.
Great people.
I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years ago. I can't remember what it was, but really lovely young couple.
Delightful people.
Delightful people. Anyway, they bought what was a good property then. They did. But they gave it a contemporary overhaul where they did the floors, they did the walls, they did the, and in terms of the painting, did put new carpet in, redid the bathroom, redid the kitchen, opened up into the roof space and made a bigger walk-in row. This place, and we're going to get some images up on screen now, was absolutely stunning. So they took a kind of a mid-90s townhouse and turned it into a 2018 brilliant property.
They did.
So shout out to you both because you did a great job.
Well done, and thank you. And Philip, also just to mention that the vendor was very, very happy with Joel Sir. We're very positive, as was our vendor for the property we didn't sell in Lucan Street, which now has a price tag, Philip,
very sharp price.
$1,695,000, which happens to be the same price tag as our other passed in property, 52 Bundeera Road. Let's get some images of that as well. Now for sale at $1,695,000.
What a great opportunity Bundeera Road, Gary, is.
Both of those, Phil.
Because Bundeera Road is a development site with plans and permits already approved by the wonderful architect Michael Factor.
Yes.
So that's a project ready to go. Speaking of projects ready to go, Gary, just behind us, yes, the screens have changed. That's technology at its finest, Gary. Up just behind you on your left-hand side, Gary, we've got the incredible project called MCKN, which is on the corner of McKinnon Road and Jasper Road. A fantastic project by Deal Corporation. They're selling well. They are a new standard of quality for that entire area, which is very exciting. And behind me, Gary, is a new project in Orong Road in Caufield North called Verdi, and that's a boutique project of only 5 luxury apartments, 2 on the ground floor, 2 on the first floor. And Gary, wait for this, a penthouse apartment on the top floor, complete with a plunge swimming pool.
I love it when I love a plunge swimming pool.
That is an unbelievable project.
Fantastic place.
If you'd like to have a look at that, just let us know.
Beautiful position, great place to buy, and beautiful spot to watch GPTV basking in the northern sun in your pool.
Gary, correct.
Let's talk about the auctions this weekend, Philip. We have 11, and I think we're over sort of 6 or 7 suburbs. We've got some beautiful offerings. We start off.
How many auctions, Gary?
I just said 11, Philip.
11.
Changed. We haven't sold anything in the last 30 seconds.
Oh, well, clearly wasn't paying attention.
No, you weren't. It's high time we did. But Phil, we've got some double auction action at 10:30. We start off in St Kilda, Jeremy Rosen's territory, in his hood, if you will, and Lamore Herskovitz loving this property right behind his office.
Gary, how much do we love this location? We love it so much that we've opened an office actually in this development.
Sure have.
And that is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom and 1 security car space apartment. And, you know, you're literally in walking distance everywhere, Gary.
You kick off on Saturday morning at 10:30, Philip, in the wonderful suburb of Bentley East in Malden Street. Leon Guzenfitter loves it in that zone, Phil.
As he should.
And we are excited about this fantastic offering with a land dimensions of 650 square metres.
Well, Gary, this is the property that you want because it's land, but it's also a very livable, lettable house. It's 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, plenty of off-street car parking. That you could just buy, Gary, and either live in it or just put it away in your superannuation portfolio, because that area is only going to become more and more expensive.
Phil, we have triple auction action at 11:30 on Saturday morning, and Elsa, the wonderful, is going to be handling these 2 properties, or has been handling these 2 properties. Lior auctions them in North Road, Ormond. Take us through.
Gary, what a great location that has become. That's part of the Ormond village and has prospered since the removal of the railway crossing. We've got 2 apartments there, Gary. You can have a 2+ a bedroom apartment there, 2 bathrooms, 1 secure car space. That is a great property, and just to be able to just walk downstairs and have everything, shops, public transport on your doorstep, it's a real lifestyle achievement.
It's a hot spot, Phil. Now, for those Hey Hey It's Saturday lovers, you would remember Oswald Ostrich, Philip, but we are not talking about Aussie Ostrich. Oswald was his complete name, and we've got a complete property in Oswald Street, Elsternwick, 1 at 47. In fact, Phil, this is one of the more popular properties going to auction this weekend.
We've had huge numbers go through this. It's been very exciting to handle this property because it's a very affordable 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, double lock-up garage villa, one of only 2. So this is really a great opportunity to get into the market in vibrant Elsternwick in a wonderful position, and there's not a cent to spend there, Gary. The vendors have done the most beautiful job at updating that property.
Loving Wilks Street, Caufield, Northfield, a great address just behind our office. That one's at 11:30, Jeremy Rosen's auctions.
Yes, Gary. Well, we love that kind of Federation facade. This has got a 2nd-storey addition at the rear, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 wonderful bathrooms, and Wilks Street is a great location. You can cut through the development there, get into Norwood Road, walk to the tram, and of course the wonderful Alma Village Shopping Centre.
Phil, 2:30, we're in Shepparson Avenue in Carnegie. That rounds out our day. Jack Slater's been handling this property. Leo, it's his 2nd auction for the day. This one is in the afternoon. A great little buy by the looks of it, Phil.
Gary, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. A very, very neat apartment, ready to move straight into. What a great location.
Sunday, Philip, there are 4 auctions, but only 1 auctioneer. You are the man doing all 4 auctions.
All 4 on Sunday. Going to have an early night Saturday night,
Gary?
Well,
not too early because you start at 11:30, not the usual time.
Civilised. I actually like these 11:30 starts.
Do you? Really?
Yeah, I think I'm going to change my calendar, Gary.
Really?
So that I start at 11:30. Now, of course, I'll do it 10:30 and a 9:30 when need to.
Yeah.
But I think I like the 11:30 start. So, Natalie, if you're watching the show, Natalie, of course, is my wonderful assistant. Natalie, please adjust my calendar accordingly.
Well, I've got to tell you, Phil, I like a 10:30 start, but then again, you know, you have those big, heavy Saturday nights, I suppose.
You're just getting home, though, aren't you?
Right. Well, that's right. And I want to make sure I get to the auction before I get home, Phil. Philip, at 2 253 Hotham Street, Elsternwick. That is a wonderful opportunity, great looking property. We're
Well,
looking forward to that
check
one.
out the facade of this, Gary. It's very, very broad, this facade, a bit like yourself, really. And that is a wonderful...
Pretty facade or broad?
No, broad, very broad facade. In fact, you're the reason that there was eclipse the other night. You stood in front of the moon and we all couldn't see it. No, that's not very nice.
That's not nice at all, Phil.
3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, and the wonderful Nikki Janover is looking after that.
That's a very pretty home, Philip. We're excited about that one, and so is Nikki, and so are you to start off your Sunday there. Phil, you're going to be in Wanda Road at 12:30. This is a great address and a terrific looking property. Jeremy Rosens handles you and you auction.
Gary, what an incredible property. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 magnificent bathrooms. We've got plenty of car parking there. This property is just stunning from the front gate to the back fence and everything in between. Love it. Plenty of entertaining areas there. It's quite incredible.
And as things hot up on Sunday, Philip, so do the properties that we're offering at 1:30. We have got an outstanding offering, a masterpiece, in fact, in George Street. We did shoot GPTV from here last week. Such good security, I couldn't get in there actually, but I did manage to at the end. Tell us about this absolutely incredible
I'm
showpiece.
for this home because it is, without question, an absolute showpiece. This home is 4 magnificent bedrooms, 3 incredible bathrooms, a double lock-up garage. I think, Gary, as far as brand new properties are concerned, I don't know whether there's been a better property ever put to the market, particularly in that part of Caufield North. Very rare to get a brand new home coming to the market, Gary. So congratulations to the vendor there who does the most amazing job. So shout out to James.
Well done.
And shout out to James for having his first child too.
So very exciting for that too.
Just wonderful, wonderful news there on all accounts, but the most incredible property.
Indeed, Philip. And we move on from one beautiful home to the next. We round out Sunday, bring the curtain down this terrific home, 7 Springfield Avenue, St Kilda West. What an incredible looking home this is.
Well, yeah, it's very majestic, isn't it? Grandeur and grace and elite locale is the headline to that property, Gary. I've done the video tour there, so click on viewers if you haven't seen this property. It is stunning. 4 or 5 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, plenty of car parking, but it's the entertaining areas of this house, whether it be that incredible lounge room, the magnificent grand scaling dining room, if there is such a description, kitchen meals, family room. All of the rooms there are of generous proportions, but of course, how hard is it to get a house in Springfield Avenue, Gary? They come up so rarely.
They're very tightly held indeed. I mean, to think we had Vadler and Springfield in the same week within a week, that could be, you know, forever till that happens again. So who knows, Phil? But that rounds out and brings down the curtain on a good weekend of offerings, Philip. Not a big volume, but some great quality.
Gary, just before we go, just behind me, we've just brought up number 102 Balaclava Road, which is the most magnificent development currently under construction. I think they've just dug the basement.
We've sold
already, 4 out of the 8 there, Gary.
Wow,
so
already moving.
That's 50% sold, that project.
Wow.
But that is a wonderful, wonderful project on the north side and selling very well. Now, as we just continue to talk out this current GPT version, Gary, I'm going to just bring up some images of the centre that we're in.
Oh, yes.
A shout out to Elisa Justin, who was the architect behind this project, and to Oren Malin, who was the builder. They did the most magnificent job.
And to the National Bank, who
yes, thank you to the National Bank, who are just in the process of releasing just about all the interior. And yes, we will have paid this off by the time your grandchildren are doing auctions.
That's right.
But we've had some great functions here, Gary. We've been running our information evenings here for our vendors. We had a session here for the McKinnon project in conjunction with Cocoa Republic.
Yes, we did.
We've had some staff training sessions here.
We have, Phil.
So this centre is going to be multi-purpose and
stay
tuned
what we spend on
viewers, because if we do a GPTV film before a live audience, I think we'll do it here as well.
Very good. Sounds good to me.
Very happy to have this centre.
We haven't really given the justice it deserves in this session in terms of just running through how everything works. But if you're a developer, you're wanting to sell off the plan, come and have a chat to us, because this is the most exciting and I think the most innovative off the plan concept that there's been ever in Melbourne. So we're looking forward to taking our developers who want to go and do something off the plan through to us, like so many of our other developers who have jumped on board. And that's a big wrap on GPTV, Philip, from News Central. We can call this News Central, perhaps.
Yep, let's call it News Central.
Right in the heart of it all, headquarters, perhaps.
And of course, if Rupert Murdoch is watching this show, which we know he does occasionally, and he would like to sponsor this every time we do it here, it could be the Sky News episode of GPTV. So something, of course, for Sky.
Something for salubrious.
In fact, I think we've got some contacts at Sky News.
Yeah, Phil.
I'm going to send this in. Philip Kingston for Sky News, signing off. Well, maybe we need to practice that.
Got to do some work on that, Phil. I think we've got a bit of a way to go before they're going to be throwing any offs at you. That's a big wrap on GPTV.
We've been on Sky News, Gary, a couple of times. You've been on Sky News. I've been on Sky News.
Exactly right. And they called it Sky Bad.
Getting a bit desperate.
They called it Sky Bad News after everyone, I think. Phil, that's a big wrap on GPTV. We'll look forward to bringing you all the news, not necessarily Sky News, but the real estate news. I'm Gary Pearce.
I'm Philip Kingston. Have a fantastic week.